So, a while back, I don't know actually know when it was, I had done a video titled Inspired Philosophy is the Antichrist. I changed up the title because I think it was causing some kind of confusion there, where people weren't getting that it was kind of supposed to be like a joke clickbait title. In any case, it was involving IP's interpretation of prophecy. So, inspiring philosophy would tend to interpret prophecy as like a non-fatalistic type of idea. And I think to some extent he is correct. And but I had mentioned in that video that there has to be a distinction made between, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think the idea was that there has to be a distinction between a false prophet and a true prophet, because if there's no way to delineate between the two, well then Benny Hinn can just say this and this and this is going to happen, and it doesn't happen. I wasn't a false prophet. The conditions just weren't met. It was conditional prophecy. So you get the idea there. I had mentioned, though, in that video, I think, that there might be a delineation between different types of prophecy, and I've thought about this more since. I'm actually more and more perhaps certain about this, that it feels like there is a very important delineation to be made between different types of prophecy, and the equivocation that happens there might be the cause of some confusion. So, in one scenario, you have Joseph, right, who predicts the coming of a famine by interpreting the Pharaoh's dream. So, if that famine doesn't occur, you would probably call Joseph a false prophet. In another scenario, you have Jonah predicting the destruction of Nineveh in such and such many days, or however long it was, and then the people repent, and Jonah is not called a false prophet. So what's the delineation here? Well, it feels like in one of these types of scenarios, in Joseph's case, he is predicting an inanimate series of events that is going to happen, regardless of any interference, right? So if that series of events does not occur, he's a false prophet. In another scenario, you're talking about a person who is making a prophecy about people's actions, or the actions of God, in particular, the judgment of God being brought upon a city. So you say, this is how God feels, this is how God's going to act if you don't repent. But the people do repent, God doesn't act the way he was going to act, and therefore Jonah is not a false prophet. You could also see this evidenced in some of the kings, probably of Israel, where, at least I think in Hezekiah's case, someone came to him and said, hey, you're going to die because you've done all this bad stuff. But he repents, and it's given at least 10 more years, I think, or something. You could also maybe see it in the case of Manasseh, where I believe something's pronounced against him, and he kind of, he does stuff differently, and I believe God relents of that judgment that he was going to bring down upon him. Yeah, so it does feel like that there's an important distinction to be made between what you would call a prediction about an inanimate series of events that's going to occur versus ones that involve either humans or God and human free will, or that type of stuff. Anyways, IP, sorry if you were planning to make a video on this. I was thinking of sending you a super chat or something and asking you if you were going to make a video about it, or but it felt kind of needy, and I wanted to make this one, so hopefully it doesn't undercut what you were going to do if you were going to do anything. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please press the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to.